Well, Al Williams off to Japan tomorrow, and his daddy's going to miss him terribly. And the only thing that I've sent him away with is a cassette of the Marshall Suite, which is the title of the new LP by The Fall, from which that was taken, and that was called Bound. And tonight's session comes from ISAN, which apparently stands for Integrated Services Analog Network. Although I have my doubts myself, it could equally well stand for I Saw Anita Naked. But, I mean, not that I did, of course. This is Saysoft, first track. those strange little wounded animal noises towards the end of that rather sum up the way I feel. So let's have some emails to john.peel@bbc.co.uk or faxes to 08 700 100 100. That was the first from Anthony Ryan and Robin Saville. ISAN and Saysoft was the title of that. This is Clemens Neufeld. Right, so we're going to be we're going to have an exciting competition, a fairly easy one this time too, because we can't think of any really sharp questions. But I've got together another 600 12-inch singles, dance stuff by and large, to give away in a competition. We're going to have 6 winners. We'll get 100 records each, and I'll set the question for you in just a moment or so. But we've got another one from ISAN coming up, and they are featured on a Shifty Disco Channel 4 compilation called The Trip, as well as having a track on the new Elephant Records compilation Casablanca. There's also a mini-album Digitalis on Liquefaction Records, which I've not played enough, I'm ashamed to say. I should have played it more often than I have, and I will play you more tracks from it. I'm trying not to burp at the moment. Isn't it awful when you're doing that? There's a 7-inch single, well, it's not awful, really, set against the scale of human suffering, it's nothing. And a 7-inch single on, in fact, I'll go ahead and burp if it happens again, just to show you what a reckless kind of guy I am. 7-inch single on Static Caravan, also to be released in the next few months. And it says tracks 1, 2 and 3 were written exclusively for the Peel session. Well, you've had the first of them, which was Saysoft. This is the second, which is Timbremaid. ISAN, doing it to you. Is that inappropriate or what? Timbremaid is the title of that. Two more from them before the end of the programme. Now, if you want to enter our exciting competition, and they can enter, can they send emails, or is that too complicated? They can send emails, okay. Or you can fax us, so you can send emails to john.peel@bbc.co.uk, or you can send us faxes to 08700 100 100. There's something else you have to do when you've done that, but I'm not. They tell you what it is. I don't know what it is. In fact, I think it's me that tells you what it is. Pre-recorded message. There's something for you to look forward to. Or you can just write us a letter or a postcard, on the back of an envelope or on a postcard, telling us the real name of DJ Spooky. There you go. Because obviously we want these records to go to people who've got some vague interest in dance music, not just people who are going to sell them. Although we can't stop them doing that either. But 6 people will win 100 12-inch singles each. I mean, that is pretty good, isn't it? It's not too bad at all. I mean, worth, I think, the effort of discovering, if you don't already know, what DJ Spooky's real name is, and send it to us by one of the means already described here. The Hills, no, not the Hills at all. Birmingham is alive with the sound of music for the first time in decades. Well, there you go. I started off by playing the wrong track. You might have spotted that, actually, but a bit of mixing, and I came up with the right one. That's Steve Reich as remixed by D-Note on Non Such Records from the LP Reich Remixed, and that was Piano Phase. And here's another one from ISAN there in session tonight. This one has the enchanting title of Little Boy Sitting Up in Bed Looking at Moon.
Outside in the garden,
ISAN in session, one more from them before the end of the programme. That's Little Boy sitting up in bed looking at Moon. And as I said, our William is going to Japan, and I shall be asking him to look for obscure releases from Melt Banana, and indeed to come back with lots of other stuff as well, hopefully. And also to discover who Choco Pa is, as in, can't speak, as in, we love Choco Pa. We had them live on Radio 1 at this time last week. That's from the LP, What Are You Going to Do With Your Life? And Echo and the Bunnymen, of course, Lost on You. And a fax here from Vibrations from the Edge of Sanity in Peterborough. They say, gig tomorrow in Peterborough, a rare thing indeed. Vibrations artist Cato from Norwich will be playing at the Club with No Name at the Boy's Head, it looks like, with support from local heroes. Emery, doors open at 8 p.m. That's in Peterborough tomorrow night. And what's this? From Adrian in Garbaldisham in Norfolk says... thanks very much for playing the demo by the Cuban Boys. What are those guys on? Some record company ought to pick it up, he says. It's surefire number one if ever I heard one. Well, if Adrian Brooks says it's going to be a number one, he probably knows. And here's one from, just doesn't say, just says S&M. And it's ISAN. Can we have more? What a bittersweet, melancholy honey drip. Can we have more, please? Who are ISAN? Well, I said who they were earlier on in the programme. They are Reaches Across and Finds Bit of Paper, Anthony Ryan and Robin Saville, and the last one from them coming up in a matter of seconds. But another email here, this one from Laura in Brixton, and it says, be pleased to know that I've for the last half hour been crouching by my new answering machine with one of the bathroom trannies, waiting, one of them, multiple bathroom transistors, that's affluence for you, waiting for suitable background tracks to accompany my virgin outgoing message. Lo and behold, I happened upon some rather tasty, strange, wounded animal noises, recorded my announcement. I was rather pleased to find that I was responsible for playing them. That was the end of one of the tracks by ISAN, if you're still with us, Laura in Brixton. And this is the last from them. It's called Paintchart. Well, it's been another top draw session from your musical host from Coast to Coast, Radio 1. That was ISAN, and the track's called Paintchart, and our thanks to them. And when I was a kid and buying lots of records, and I didn't have enough money to buy all of the records that I wanted to, there was a series of 10-inch LPs on London Records, Jazz Archive series. It wasn't just jazz, there was R&B stuff in there and kind of folky things as well. And I always wished that I had enough money to buy the entire series, because I felt this would be an important musical education, would be contained within the grooves. And since then, I've managed to find one or two of them in second-hand shops, not the entire lot, of course, by any means, but I found a couple the other day, and one of them, which always appealed to me, was James B. Johnson's early Harlem piano, and I'm going to play you a track from that, which is called Harlem Chocolate Babies on Parade. No, hold on a second, that's not it at all. This is what I'm looking for. Yeah, but hold on, this is the one. There you go. So confusing.